Okay, guys. So today is officially the last class for module 1, right? And the basic idea of today's class, right, the lecture session as well as the doubt session that you will be having is just plain problem solving, right? We'll try to solve some more problems so that, you gain some more familiarity and can become, more familiar with the concepts. Okay. So let's get started. Right? So I think we can start with problem solving from lead code. Okay. So let's take this question first. Where is that question? Okay, this is a good question. Nice question. Simple and easy. Let me just do it. ठीक है, इसको उड़ा देते हैं कोड को पहले का. Okay, guys. So let's have a look and let's have a read at this question. So I have paused the charts temporarily, right? So once we discuss the question and write the code for it, then we'll try to enable the charts once again. Okay. So let's have a read at the question, right? First of all, I'll expect all of you to read the question once, right? So given a string S, okay, you are given a string S only consisting of characters A and B. That is, you have a string S which is consisting of only the characters A and B. Return true if every A appears before every B in the string. Okay. So all the A's should be appearing before the B's. Okay. Every A should appear before every B in the string. If this happens, you have to return a true. Otherwise, you have to return a false. Okay. So let us try to take input-output example to understand, this question in a better manner. Okay. So see, this is the string. Okay. This is the string A, B, B, B. Okay. So have a look at this string, guys. Does every A occur before every B? Take this A, right? This is occurring before all the B's. That is fine. Take this A. This is also occurring before all the B's. Take this A. This is also occurring before all the B's. So in this string, every A occurs before every B. So I will return a true. Ki boss, is string mein all the A's are occurring before all the B's. So I will simply return a true. Now let us take example 2. Dekho, explanation bhi padh lo. The A's are at indices 0, 1 and 2, while the B's are at indices 3, 4 and 5. Hence, every A appears before every B and we return true. Take any A, right, at index 0, index 1 or index 2. Every A will appear before every B. Okay, so that is why we have returned a true. Now let us have a look at example number 2. It is A, B, A, B. Now looking at this example, you see that boss, this A, if you have a look at this A does not occur before all the B's. Dekho, this has index 0, 1, 2, 3. There is an A at index number 2, but it does not occur before every instance of B. See, one occurrence of B has happened before this A. Mere ko kya chahiye? All the A's should come before all the B's, but this is not holding true for this string because you have an A that is after a B. Okay, so definitely I will return false. False. Okay, let's take another example, right? This B, 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 right? This is a string B, 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 right? Aapko kya bola tha? Your string can have characters A and B. So this is a valid string, no problem, right? Only characters are A and B. So this is the string, right? So should I return a true or false? Yes, you should return a true because there are no A's, right? So you can imagine that all the A's are occurring before all the B's. Agar A hai hi nahi, so what condition do you check? If A's are present in the string, then you will have to verify that all the A's occur before all the B's. And then only you return a true. Otherwise, you return a false. Okay. So that is the question. Let us see how many folks are clear with the question. Is the question making sense, guys? Do you understand the question? Yes. Okay. Great. So if you guys understand the question, can you help me with any approach? Can you think of any logic? Like what can you do? What can you do? Send me the link. Okay, let me send it in the chat. That is also fine. Okay. So Chirag is saying first index of B and after that check A appear or not. Okay. Get first occurrence of A from the last. Okay, that's also great. Okay, cool. So I think I got the responses, right? I got the responses and I think folks are hinting towards the right direction for sure. Okay. So let us try to understand what is the logic that I can. Question meaning, boss, given a string S consisting of only the characters A and B. So your string is consisting of only characters A and B. You have to return true if every A appears before every B in the string. Matlab, inside the string, if you have any A that occurs after a B na, then you have to return a false. If all the A's are occurring before all the B's, then you have to return a true. That is what the question is stating. Okay. So I ask you a very simple thing, right? So let's try to attempt this question. Okay. I ask you a very simple thing, boss. You want, if you have to return a true, what do you need? You want that all the A's should appear before all the B's, right? So A's pehle aayega and then B's will be coming later, right? You want all the A's should come first and then only B's should come, right? All A's should appear before all B's. So can I tell you, boss, find the last occurrence of A. Find the last occurrence of A. Ki, dekho, this is the last occurrence of A. And find the first occurrence of B. देखो बॉस मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं, सारे A's, all the A's should appear before B. So find what is the last index at which A is present. So I find ki okay, let us say index number 5 is the last index at which A occurs, right? Matlab after index number 5 you will not get any A's. This is the last occurrence of A. Now what do I tell you? Get the first occurrence of B. What is the first index at which B is occurring, right? So let's say I fetch the first index where B is occurring, and let's say this is the first index where B occurs, right? And this is index number 6. Okay. So if the last index at which A occurs is less than the first index at which B occurs, can I say you have to return a true? सोच के देखो guys, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? The last index, the last occurrence of A is before the first occurrence of B. मतलब B पहली बार इधर आया है, okay? And the last time A is occurring here. So definitely, boss, all the A's have appeared before all the B's. Okay. But if you get a situation like this, try to take this example, right? A, B, B, B. Okay. So the first occurrence of B, मेरे को B first time कहाँ पे दिख रहा है? The first time I get a B is at index number 3. Okay. And the last occurrence of A is at index number 2. Okay. So all the A's have appeared before all the B's because this is the last index at which A's are occurring. And this is the first index where you see a B. So all the B's are from index number 3 onwards. And the last A has ended at index number 2. So if this condition holds true, for sure, all the A's are occurring before all the B's and I return a true. Let's take the second example. A, B, A, B. What is the last occurrence of A? A is occurring. The last occurrence of A is index number 2. Dekh lo, this is the last occurrence of A. And what is the first occurrence of B? Index number 1. Dekho guys. The first time B is occurring at index number 1 and the last occurrence of A is at index number 2. So definitely, boss, because 1 is less than 2 now, you have an A which occurs after an appearance of B. पहला जो B था वो index number 1 पे आया, but the last occurrence of A was at index number 2. So definitely there is an A which is occurring after B. So I have to return a false in this case. Okay? Right? Making sense logically? Right? Now, again, now let's take this example, right? B, B, B. What is the last occurrence of A? Is there any A in this string? No. So I will say the last occurrence of A is -1. Index number -1 if there is no A present in the string. Okay. And if there is no A present in the string, now, then you can simply return a true, right? But even if I go by my earlier logic, if there is no A, the last occurrence of A is -1. Okay. And what is the first occurrence of B? Index number 0. And the first occurrence of B is occurring at a greater index as compared to the last occurrence of A. So definitely I will again have to return a true. Is this idea making sense to folks? How many of you are understanding what I'm trying to say? Last occurrence of A should be less than the first occurrence of B. And that is where you return a true. Otherwise you return a false. As simple as this. Okay? Sahi lag raha hai? Please send the question link. Sure. Just 1 second. What if there is no B? Chalo, good question. What if there is no B, right? If there is no B also, then also you will have to return a true, right? Okay, you can have no B's, right? Good question. Good thing. So you can have a situation if there are no B's, right? तो मैं ना पहले ये बोलूंगा कि चेक कर लो get the indexes of A and B, right? Get the indexes of A and B, right? And if any one of them is -1, now you simply return a true. Because all A's and all B's will give me true only, na? I'll just share the link of the question. एक मिनट ना, मैं दो तरीका बताऊंगा इसको करने का, right? There are two ways of attempting this question. Okay, cool guys. So let us start, right? We have to just write this function, right? I'm zooming this up a little bit so that you get a better picture. Just 1 second. Yes, okay. So what do I do? Int n, let us say the length of the string is s dot length. Okay, I have found the length of the string. Okay, now what do I do? Let us find the first occurrence of, I want to find the last occurrence of character A. सबसे पहले मेरे को चाहिए what is the last occurrence of character A. So let me make last occur A एक variable is equal to, and I initialize this variable with -1. ठीक है? Now, if I want to find the last occurrence of A, from where do I start iterating? You will agree that yes, I will iterate from the back. I will iterate from the back of the array, right? Or back of the string. So let's start iterating. For int I is equal to n minus 1, I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus. Okay. If s dot char at I, if the character that I am standing on is equal to A, that means you are starting from the back. The moment you find that a character is equal to A, what will you do? You will update your last occur A variable. What is the last occurrence of A? At index number I. And what will I do? I will simply break. The moment you get an occurrence of A, right, you update the last occurrence value and you simply break outside the for loop. So outside this for loop, I have gotten the last occurrence of A. मेरे को पता है at what index A is occurring at the end. ठीक है? What is the last occurrence of A? और मैं पहले ही चेक करता हूं कि boss, after doing this operation, if last occur A equal to -1, what does it mean? That there are no A's in the string, it is all B's. So what should I return? I will simply return a true. Okay? If there are no A's, you simply return a true. You don't even have to do any more work. सही है यहाँ तक? Now, if you come here, that means there is an occurrence of A. Now, what I am interested in finding? I will find the first occurrence of character B. And how do I find the first occurrence? I will be iterating from the starting of the string. So let me make a variable. Int first occur, okay, first occur B is equal to, let's initialize it with -1. Okay. And let's run a loop for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. I'm iterating through the string and I check if s dot char at I equal to B. That is, you got the character B. So I will update this variable first occur B is equal to I, and I will simply break. So outside this for loop, if B's are present in the string, first occur B will contain the index at which you see B for the first time. Otherwise, it will remain -1 only. So I will just check right after this also. Ki boss, if the first occurrence of B, okay, if the first occurrence of B equal to -1, that means there are no B's in the string, right? Simply return a true. Okay? Now, when you come to line number 29, that means you have both A's and B's. So what should be my condition? Ki boss, if the first occurrence of B, if the index at which B occurs for the first time, if it is greater than the last occurrence of A, okay, if it is greater than the last occurrence of A, then you will return what? You should return a true. Okay, because all occurrences of B are coming after all occurrences of A. Otherwise, let's say if you don't even enter here, then what do? At the end, you can simply return false. कि भैया अगर ये condition true नहीं है, इसका मतलब you have to return a false, right? You can use an else also here, but you can remove an else also, right? Because if you enter inside the if, you will not come outside, right? And if you don't go inside the if, you will just come here and do a return false. Okay. How many folks are understanding the code that we have written, right? Let's try to run it first and see if it's working fine. Okay, it's running. Let's try to submit it. Okay, so this ran, right? Now tell me guys, let me just minimize this thing. How do I do it? Yeah. Now, tell me how many folks are clear with this approach. What have we done? Let me repeat the code once, right? So first of all, क्या हुआ? एक second. How will you get last occurrence if we break in statement? Okay, great. See, I'll try to repeat once again, right? First of all, I am finding the last occurrence of character A. Okay, so I am iterating from the back of the string, right? And the moment you find an occurrence of A, you will update the last occurrence index and you will break. Why am I breaking, boss? Because if you don't break, then you will, get some other occurrence of A also. But aapko chahiye the last occurrence of A. So the moment you encounter A from the back, simply update the index and break. Okay? Simply update the index and break. Now, after finding the last occurrence of A, if last occurrence is -1, that means there are no A's in the string, so simply return a true. Okay? Ab, मान लो if you come to line number 17, that means there are some number of A's in the string. Now let us find the first occurrence of B. And how do I find the first occurrence of B? I will iterate from the starting of the string. Okay? So I iterate from the starting of the string. Dry run. It's nothing, boss. It's nothing. You are just finding the last occurrence. We have already done this. Find the index of first occurrence of A or the last occurrence. We have already done these questions beforehand only. Okay? So can we use return instead of break? Okay, Ishwar, if you use a return here, आप क्या करोगे? The entire function will end, right? You have to return a boolean only at the end of the day from this function. Okay? Okay. Now we have to find the first occurrence of B. Okay, we have to find the first occurrence of B. So I will start iterating from the starting of the string. And the moment I get that a character is equal to B, I will update my first occurrence index and I will break. Okay. Now outside this for loop, if you see that the first occurrence index is -1, that means there are no B's in the string. So I will return a true. Otherwise, I know that there are both A's and B's. So what will you check? The first occurrence of B should be coming after the last occurrence of A. So I will, if this condition is satisfied, that means all occurrences of B are occurring after all occurrences of A. So I return a true. But if this condition is not satisfied, that means kya hoga? You will return a false. Okay. Making sense? I forgot to create polls today. Let us create a poll. I'll try to answer the question. Why from the back? Why from the back? You guys only answer me. Why from the back? I will ask people from you guys only to answer. Why, if I am finding the last index, why am I iterating from the back? बता सकते हो क्या? Why from back? Boss, come with your original name. इतना exclamation mark दोगे? Come with your original names, right? How do I? Yes, because we want the last occurrence of A, right? Correct. So if you want the last occurrence, definitely you will have to move from the back. If you wanted the first occurrence, you will be moving from the front, right? एक second, just let me. And this time I'm just having a yes and no, right? Now, ठीक है, डाल देते यार. Almost there be. Can you use index of? For the first occurrence, you can. But for the last occurrence, how will you do it? That is a problem, right? Give me 1 second, guys. Last index of method hota hai kya? See, I generally try to not use too many inbuilt methods, right? I am not very comfortable using them. Okay, if the last occurrence of A is -1, why do I return true? Because if there is no A, na, that means your string has all B's, na. So what you will check? Agar koi A hai hi nahi, so how do you check that all A's are occurring before all B's? So just return a true. Okay? ठीक है. मैं एक और approach बताता हूँ. First, just let me check all if you guys are clear with this thing. How do I launch it? Yes. Yes, guys, can you help me if folks are clear with this concept, what we are trying to do? Okay. Okay. So we are basically 8317, right? Okay, great, great. I will try to, just do a quick dry run. 1 minute ruko. Where did our question go? Okay. So see, what are we trying to do? We are doing nothing. Like, just look at pieces of code, right? Look at blocks. Don't look at the entire code at once here. Okay. So first of all, you are finding the last occurrence of character A. Okay. If the last occurrence is -1, you return a true. Kyun? Because boss, if the last occurrence doesn't get updated, that means there is no A in the string, right? So all B's, you have to return a true. Then, if it doesn't happen, I will find the first occurrence of B. and I just run a basic for loop to find the first occurrence of B. Okay. If the first occurrence of B is at -1 itself, right? This value doesn't get updated. That means there is no B in the string. So I return a true. Now, if I come to line number 29, that means there are both A's and B's. So what I will check, the first occurrence of B should be after the last occurrence of A. If this happens, I return a true. Otherwise, I return a false. Okay. Pretty simple. Now we'll try to do the same question in a different manner, right? मैंने थोड़ा अलग से किया था when I did it for the first time. Okay. So what I can do is, what do I want, guys? That all A's should come before all B's. है ना? मैं चाहता हूँ all A's should come before all B's. ठीक है? So what do I want? What do I want, guys? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint, right? What is the other way that you can do this? Okay. So, okay. Let's say I start iterating the string from the back. I start iterating the string from the back. Okay. Now I will have a flag variable. I will have a flag variable. Okay. Which is, let's say, red in color. Okay. I come to this A. Acha, let's say isko green kar dete for more clarity. I have a flag which is green in color, right? Okay. Now, guys, what do I want? I want all A's before all B's, right? Matlab, do you agree that when I come to A, there should be no B's that I have encountered? सोच के देखो, guys. I am moving in the string from the back. तो जब मैं एक A पे खड़ा हूं ना, I want to make sure that there are no B's that I have encountered to the right. मैं इधर से आ रहा हूं, and I want to make sure that when I'm standing on an A ना, I shouldn't have seen any B's to the right. अगर मेरे को एक भी B right में दिखा होगा ना, तो I need to return a what? No, I'm telling the wrong thing, right? I think I'm telling the reverse. What do you want? That is, all A's should be before all B's, right? So if you are on a B, if you are standing on a B, right? आपको क्या चाहिए कि there should be no A's to the right. Do you agree? All A's occurring before all B's. What does it mean? That all the B, whenever you are standing on a B now, to the right, you shouldn't have seen any A. Does it make sense? मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वो समझ आ रहा है क्या? Does it make sense? I want no, Ayush, you cannot do like that, right? वैसे नहीं चलेगा काम, है ना? मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? I want all the A's before all the B's. तो क्या मैं बोलता हूँ? Whenever you are standing on any B ना, you shouldn't have seen any A to the right. ध्यान से सोचो. Whenever you are standing on a B, you shouldn't have seen any A on the right. अगर आपको एक A right में दिख रहा है ना, then you have to return a false. Okay. Now let's try to understand what I am actually trying to say. ठीक है? तो मैं क्या बोलता हूँ? Let's say my flag is initially green. That is, I have not seen any A's on the right. This flag is telling me whether I have seen any A's on the right or not. ठीक है? Now try to understand what do I do. Let's say my string is A, A, B, A, B, A. ठीक है? Now see, I start iterating from the back. Right? The first character I am at is A. So what do I do, guys? If I am standing at an A, what do? I will just make my flag red. Ki, boss, I have seen an A to the right. Now there shouldn't be any B's. Okay? Now I come to this B. And I see that the flag is red. That means I have already seen an A towards the right. So what should I do? I should simply return false. समझ आ रहा है ये चीज? What I'm trying to do. And let's say this case, right? A, B, B, B. Okay? The flag is initially green. That means I have not seen any A's to the right. Okay? Now try to understand. There is a B here. No problem. Na? There are no A's to the right. Koi problem nahi hai. Come to this B. The flag is green. No problem. Come to this B. The flag is green. No problem. Come to this A. This is an A. So I will make the flag red. Okay? Flag turning red means now you cannot get any other B's in the string. Come to this. This is an A, right? No problem. Come to this A. This is an A. No problem. So this string is valid. Okay. Triple A, B, A, B. Chalo le lete hain. Triple A, B, A, B. Okay. So initially the flag is, let's say, green. Okay. That is, I haven't seen any A's. Okay. I come to this B. No issue. The flag is green. I come to this A. I will make the flag go red. Next, I come to this B and I see that the flag is red. So I will have to return a false. Making sense? What I'm trying to say? You will start from the back. Triple B, double. Why not? It will definitely work, right? Why not? देखो, triple B, triple A. What will happen when you are on this A? You will make your flag red in color. ये red flag हो गया. This A again you will red. This A again you color it to red. Now when you come to this B, you see that the flag is red. That means you have already seen A to the right. So you will return a false. This will make the code much more simpler, right? थोड़ा कोड छोटा हो जाएगा. अब देखो कैसे करते हैं. ठीक है. हाँ, correct. So I will need a flag variable. Okay, I will need a flag variable. So what do I do? Boolean, let's say flag. Okay, initially it will be a green colored, right? So चलो मैं true पे कर देता हूँ initialize. ठीक है. Now what do? I will start iterating the string from the backside, right? So let's iterate. For int I is equal to s dot length -1, I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus. Okay. Now what do I need to check, guys? If I am on a B, if I am standing on a B, then the flag should be true. Do you agree? If you are standing on a B, the flag should be true. The flag should be true. अगर flag false है ना and you are standing on a B, that means you have seen an A to the right. ठीक है. तो मैं क्या बोलता हूँ, सबसे पहले यही कर लेते हैं कि if the character that you are standing on, if it is equal to A, if the character that you are standing on is a A, what do? You simply turn your flag red. So I will make flag equal to false. I make flag equal to false. Okay? Else. Now, when will I come to the else block, guys? Can anybody help me? When do I come to the else part here? क्या वो कुछ छूटा है क्या अपना? Why is the wait, guys? Are we missing on some brackets? I'm pretty sure we are missing on something, but anyways, yes. So when will I come inside else? When the current character is B, and when the current character is B, I want to ensure that the flag is not false. If the flag is false, you have to return. Sorry, if the flag is false, that means you have seen an A beforehand only. So what will I check? What do I check, guys? Can anybody help me? Else में मैं क्या check करूं कि if flag is equal to false. If flag is false, that means you have seen an A before a B. So you will simply return false. सीधा return कर दो false. ठीक है? And if you come outside this for loop ना successfully, that means you never encountered कि boss a B is coming before an A. So if you come outside this for loop successfully, you can return true. That's it. That's it, guys. This is a much more neater approach, I would say. Let us try to run the code. I feel that we have missed on to some semicolon or thing because the structure has got disrupted here. Okay, no. Yeah, it ran, right? It ran. Let me try to repeat it once again, right? Can anybody give me an example to dry run on? Anybody? An example? Trip A, B, 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 A. Okay, let me pause the charts, right? If the return type is string, do we have to put double inverted commas in the return value? Either you have to return it like that, or you can create a new string variable and return that, right? Now see, try to understand, right? Your flag variable is initially true. My flag is true. Okay. Now what do I say? Let's say you have A, B, B, A. If this is my string, right? So what do? Let us say you have something like this. No problem. Okay. Now I start iterating from the back, right? This is a B. Now tell me, guys, does this B pose any problem? No, because there is no A after this B. मेरे को क्या चाहिए? All the A's should be before all the B's. You shouldn't find a A. Wait. Yeah, the first occurrence of B should be greater, right? So no A should be occurring after a B. So जब मैं इस B पे हूँ, what do I see? That the flag is true. That means there are no A's to the right of this B. तो कोई problem नहीं है, right? So I go to the else part and I see that the flag is true. So I don't do anything. Let's move one place behind. Again, this is B and I will come to the else part and the flag is true. So I don't do anything. Flag true का मतलब क्या हुआ? You have not seen any A so far. Okay. Now you come to this B. Okay. Again, you will enter the else block and you see that the flag is true. मतलब अभी भी कोई भी A नहीं देखा हूँ मैं. So I will move back, right? Now I will see that yes, the character is A. So what I will do? I will set the flag as false. मतलब you have got an occurrence of A. Now you should not encounter any B. देखो ना, this is an occurrence of A and now you should not get any occurrence of B. Because if you get any occurrence of B later, that means that B is coming before an A. तो अब मैं क्या करता हूँ? ठीक है, flag false हो गया. Let us move this pointer back. I am at this A, right? I see that the character is A. I again set the flag as false, which was already false. No problem. Now come to this string. Now let's come to this character B. Now this character is B and the flag is false. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, boss? You have already seen an A and now you are coming at a B. मतलब there is an A which is coming after this B in the original string. But I did not want that, right? So immediately I see that if you are standing on B and the flag is false, इसका मतलब you have seen an A before a B. Okay, and you are coming from this side. इसका मतलब in the original string you have an A after a B. So you will simply return a false. Okay. But now let's say that you had a good string and these two were not there, right? And let's say you had all A's. So you come to this A, again, your flag will be remaining true itself. You come to this A, nothing will happen, right? Sorry. See, you iterate through all B's. Now you come to this A, flag will set to false and all the A's will set flag to false itself. And you will come outside the for loop. Now I come outside the for loop and I know that all the B's are coming after all the A's. So I will return true. Is it making sense, guys, what I'm trying to say? समझ आ रहा है क्या? मैं right and मैं पीछे से आ रहा हूँ and the moment I am seeing an A ना, I am setting the flag to false. ठीक है? तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? Whenever you are at a B, you will check if the flag is false. That means you have seen an A to the right, and so you return a false. Okay. Otherwise, you don't do. You just iterate through the entire for loop. If you come outside the for loop successfully, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? All the A's are coming before all the B's, so you return a true. Okay. लॉजिक समझ में आ रहा है क्या? Is this logic making sense? Yes? Okay, great. So yeah, this is also a basic code itself. Code can be reduced with all A's from the logic. What will happen? Try to see what will happen for all A's. You will always enter the if part and your flag will remain false. And then when you come outside the for loop, you will return true. हो गया ना? ठीक है? Does this kind of code? Yes, you can expect this kind of questions, right? Okay. So whatever you find simple to understand, you can. Okay. You can. Okay. Okay. I think we should move further. No, greater element, forget for the time being, right? That is a difficult question. Okay. But I am pretty sure if you guys have a look at this code, right, and try to do a dry run on your own, now you will understand what is happening. Because the code is not difficult to follow. You will definitely follow what is happening in the code. Okay. I'll share both the codes with you all so you can have a look at this. Okay. Cool, guys. So shall we move ahead? Can we move ahead to the next question? ये easy नहीं, medium है ना? Oh, this is like, मतलब this is like a medium level question you can expect in the test, right? ठीक है? ठीक है. So let's go further. Let's go further. Valid parentheses, that's a problem of stack. क्या करोगे इतना जल्दी करके, है ना? Okay, let's take another of string. यार मैट्रिक्स का एक ले लेते हैं, चलो यार. There was a question to a please matrix करके I had opened that. गायब हो गया क्या? बंद कर दिया क्या? ठीक है, ओपन कर लेता हूँ. That was also a good question. Acha guys, one more ask I have from all of you. I think somebody had messaged me for this. So if majority of the folks want to discuss these questions, I can. मेरे को कोई problem नहीं है. So these were the questions that you had given in your mock test, right? ये एक easy or hard problem का है मेरे पास screenshot. So if you want, if people prefer, I can do this also. Okay. So that can also be done in the last 30-40 minutes if you guys want, right? But yeah, let's do to a please matrix first. Okay, so this is to a please matrix, right? Let us read this question, right? Given an m cross n matrix, you are given an m cross n matrix. Return true if the matrix is to a please, otherwise return false. अब तुम लोग पूछोगे होता क्या है to a please matrix? Let us read. A matrix is to a please if every diagonal from the top left to the bottom right has the same elements. Now let me tell you what does it actually mean. Okay. So try to understand, guys. This is a to a please matrix. Why? Look at all the diagonals. This is one diagonal. This is another diagonal. This is another diagonal. देखो. This is another diagonal. This is another diagonal. This is another diagonal. So all the diagonals that are present in the matrix, right? they should be containing the same elements. देखो, in this diagonal you have just a 9, no problem. In this diagonal you have 5 5, no problem. In this diagonal you have 1 1 1, no problem. In this diagonal you have 2 2 2, no problem. In this diagonal you have 3 3, no problem. In this diagonal you have just 4, no problem. So basically every diagonal should contain the same elements. Okay, if I change this number, let's say if I change this number to 7, okay, ये 5 ये 7 कर दिया, then this is not a Toeplitz matrix, because in this diagonal you have numbers like 1 1 and 7, so all the elements are not same in this diagonal, so this matrix is not a Toeplitz matrix. Okay, is the question making sense? You are given an M cross N matrix, M and N might be the same, they might not be the same. For every diagonal you have to see that all the elements should be the same. If it is same, that is a Toeplitz matrix and you return a true, otherwise you simply return a false. ठीक है, लिंक शेयर करता हूं. हाँ, if you are able to solve these level of questions on your own, जो भी हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं ना, I don't think you should be facing any problem in the test for sure. अगर ये सब लेवल आप कर पा रहे हो, you are coming up with logics, right? क्योंकि देखो, everything is not code, right? You just have to generate the logic. Okay, this question might seem tough to you in the first place, but when we discuss the logic, you will say, यार ये तो बहुत easy था, है ना? This is not a very difficult question. Can anybody help me with the thought process for this question? How do I think for this question to Toeplitz matrix? मैं कैसे think करूं? Can anybody help me with the logical way of thinking? If I equal to j, guys, try to understand. I equal to j was the principal diagonal in a square matrix. This time it is a rectangular matrix. So every element is part of some diagonal. देखो, pick any element in this matrix, right? Pick any element. It is always a part of a diagonal. सोच के देखो, guys. Pick. Okay, I think I have got one correct response. I see in the chats. Who is it? किसी ने तो लिखा अभी. थोड़ा सा correct approach मेरे को दिखा एक chat में, गायब भी हो गया. Okay, Saw Bharat 2001. He is going towards the correct approach, I would say. Okay, so guys, try to understand. In the square matrix, na I equal to j characterize the principal diagonal. But here there is no concept of a principal diagonal or a non-principal diagonal, right? If you take any element, choose any element, it will be a part of a particular diagonal. कोई भी element ले लो, it will be a part of a particular diagonal. Now what do I say? How can you solve this question? Let us try to understand the logic. ठीक है, मैं logic बताता हूँ, देखो कितने लोगों को समझ में आता है. Very simple logic, right? Now see guys, I will iterate over this matrix. ठीक है, I will iterate over this matrix. Now when I am standing on this one, do you agree this one will be a part of some diagonal? भैया हर element कोई ना कोई diagonal का part है. Every element in the matrix is a part of some diagonal. ठीक है, so this one is a part of some diagonal. तो मैं पता है क्या चेक करूंगा? I will just check that boss इसके diagonal वाला element देखता हूँ. This one and this one is the same. So I don't have a problem with this element. कोई issue नहीं है, right? This one matches with this one. Okay. See, the diagonal will be like this, right? If you are standing on an index I comma j, then the diagonal will be I plus 1 j plus 1, I plus 2 j plus 2, likewise. है ना? So what do I see? See, I am standing on this one, right? I am standing on this one. So this is a part of a diagonal. Either what you can do, देखो दो approach हो सकता है और मैं simpler approach बताऊंगा, ठीक है? See, when you are standing on this one, what can you do? You can iterate through this entire diagonal and see that every element should be 1. ये एक बार में कर सकते हो. But मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? What I am trying to say, don't complicate the problem more. Okay, what I will do is, when I am standing at this one, what do? I just check the element at I plus 1, j plus 1. Whenever I am standing at I comma j, I will check the element at I plus 1, j plus 1. And those two elements should match. देखो, this one matches with this one. So I don't have a problem with this element. Move forward. I come to this 2. Now I check it with the element at I plus 1, j plus 1. So I check it with this element. This 2 matches with this 2. So no problem. Move forward. I come to this element 3. Okay. So I am standing at I comma j. I check with I plus 1, j plus 1. See, and what is I plus 1? I plus 1 means next row and j plus 1 means next column. So diagonal. Okay. So I check this 3 matches with this 3. So I don't have a problem here. Okay. Now tell me guys, do you even need to come to this element 4? भैया 4 को किसके साथ चेक करोगे? कोई है ही नहीं राइट में. So I should not come to this 4. No issue, no point coming to this 4, right? कोई problem नहीं है. अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now I come to this row. I am standing on this element 5. Now what do I compare it with? I will compare it with I plus 1, j plus 1. So this is also a 5, no problem. Now move further. Ab dekho guys, when I was here at this one, I had compared this one with this one, or koi problem nahi tha, right? So now when I am standing at this one, what I will do a comparison with? I will again compare with I plus 1, j plus 1. So what is the element here? 1. This one and this one match. Ab dekho guys, kya beautiful thing ho gaya. Earlier you had compared this one with this one, they were fine. Now you compared this one with this one. So ultimately the entire diagonal is okay. No issues, right? Move forward. Now I am standing at this 2. Again, I will compare I plus 1, j plus 1 wala element. So I compare this 2 with this 2. They match, no problem. Okay. Does it make sense to come to this 3? No, there is no element to the diagonal. Okay. Now, does it even make sense to come to the last row? Soch ke batao, guys. Does it even make sense to come to the last row? Because you don't have a bottom diagonal, right? Mante ho kya, guys? Yes. So my job is done here itself. I can claim that, boss, it is a Toeplitz matrix. Now let us take an example. Let us do modifications in this array so that it doesn't remain a Toeplitz matrix. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is simple. It is not that difficult, to be honest, right? 1. Okay. 2 le lete hai, 3 le lete hai. Let's take it 6. Let's take it 5. Let's take it 3. And let's take it 2. Is this a Toeplitz matrix? No, this is not a Toeplitz matrix. Look at this diagonal. Problem is diagonal. Mein Toeplitz matrix nahi hai. So how do you start checking? Let us start iterating in the matrix. I am standing on this one, right? What do I compare it with? I compare it with immediate bottom right. देखो, ये one और ये one match कर रहा है. So I don't have an issue at this point of time. यहाँ तक the diagonal is fine, no issue. Okay. Let us move to the next element 2. Okay. What do I compare it with? Mat of I plus 1, j plus 1. 2 and 2 match, no issue. Move forward. I come to this 3. What do I compare it with? I plus 1, j plus 1. Matches with this 3, no problem. And see guys, it doesn't make sense to come to this 4, right? Because 4 ke bottom right diagonal mein kuch hai hi nahi, right? 4 is not forming a diagonal with any other element. It is forming an individual diagonal. And now, I will come to this 5. I come to this 5. I compare it with I plus 1, j plus 1. That is this 5. Matching, no problem. Now I come to this one. Okay? Now try to understand, guys. When you compare this one with I plus 1, j plus 1 wala element, you see that there is a 1 here and there is a 3 here. That is, this diagonal is not consisting of the same elements. So immediately I can return a false and say that, boss, it is not a Toeplitz matrix. Okay? Making sense, guys? Is the algorithm making sense? मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? Any diagonal, you are standing on an element, I compare it with the next element. Now, when I will come here, I will compare it with the next element, and everyone should match, right? The moment you find any discrepancy, right, you can return a false. ठीक है भाई? एक ऐसा लॉजिक सोचो, मैं कुछ ऐसा कर रहा हूं कि the ideal understanding here is, if you have any diagonal, right? If you have any diagonal, just talk of any diagonal, right? So when I am on this element now, I just compare it with its bottom right. Problem nahi hai koi. Now when you will be at this element, you will compare it with its bottom right. Koi problem nahi hai. When you are at this element, you will compare it with its bottom right. Problem. So you know that this diagonal is not a good diagonal for Toeplitz. So I will return a false. Okay? Cool. So let us try to write the code also, and then I'll see how many folks are clear with the understanding. Okay. So let us quickly do this. Let me zoom it up a little bit. What if I want to check whole at once? Then what you will do? For every element, you will have to run a loop, right? And you will have to do I plus 1, j plus 1 pe check karna padega. You will use another loop for that thing. Okay. This is more simpler. If you want to do like that, you will have another nested loop coming into picture. Okay. Okay. So let us try to do it. So let's first of all figure out how many rows are there in the matrix. Okay. How many columns are there in the matrix? Okay. I know the number of rows and columns. Now what do I do, guys? For I will start iterating over the matrix for. Now till which row should I iterate? For int I equal to 0, I less than. Should I go till the last row? No, I don't need to go till the last row, right? The last row is m, right? So I'll go till m minus 1. Do you agree? I don't want to go till the last row, right? I'm happy going till the second last row for my analysis. है ना? क्योंकि जब आप last row में रहोगे, there is no element towards the, diagonally right में कुछ element है नहीं. Okay. So matrix 0 dot length क्यों? Because this will give you the number of columns, right? Matrix dot length is the number of rows and matrix 0 dot length is the number of columns. Okay. So I will go till the second last row, I plus plus. Now what do? I will also move j. Can anybody tell me the valid indexes of j? Till where should j go? For j equal to 0, j less than. Should it go till the last column? No, it doesn't need to go till the last column, right? Because then j plus 1 will be not valid, right? So j less than n minus 1. Okay, j plus plus. Okay. अब मैं क्या करूंगा guys? I will just check. Yes, if you go till m and n, it will give you a runtime error. Okay, because j plus 1 will not be valid index when j is pointing at the last column. Okay. Now what I will simply check, if matrix of ij, okay, if matrix of ij, the current element, this is the element that you are standing on, is not equal to matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. Dekho guys, if the current element that you are standing on, if it is not equal to its bottom right diagonal element, then what do I know? The diagonal that I am standing on, that is not a good diagonal. So what should I do? The matrix is not to a, please simply return a false. Simply return a false. Simply return a false, right? Now, if you don't return a false in any of these nested loops and you come outside successfully, that means for every value of I and j, matrix of ij was equal to matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. जब तुमने ये चीज सारे मैट्रिक्स के लिए वेरीफाई कर लिया है कि for every ij, you know that matrix of ij was equal to matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. That means you know that it is a Toeplitz matrix. So outside these two for loops, you can simply return a true. Okay. Okay. Let's try to run it. Can we not do equal to? See, if you have equal to, now dekho guys, try to understand one thing. If let's say you are standing on this one, right? And you check it with the bottom right and you see that the elements are equal. Can you tell anything at this moment? I check this one with this one. Can you conclude that the matrix is Toeplitz or not Toeplitz? No, you cannot conclude, right? You have to iterate through the entire matrix before this, right? Because here there can be a 2, right? समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ? That is why you can do till the end, after the end. Why m minus 1 and n minus 1? Come there, try to understand what are we doing. This element, I compared it with the bottom right. For this element, I compared it with the bottom right. For this element, I compared it with the bottom right. Now, if I make my j come to here, agar j idhar aaya, then what is j plus 1? That will be an invalid index. That is why j less than n minus 1, not less than n. And idhar bhi last row mein aake koi fayda nahi hai. There is no useful thing that you gain by coming to the last row, because there is nothing known as I plus 1, j plus 1 when I is at the last row. Are you getting? Yes? I am not sure how many folks are getting this thing. Let me just take a quick poll. Just end this poll. Did we not create? Yeah, we created, right? Okay. Can you guys help me with how many folks are clear with this? I'm expecting folks to be clear here. Like it's a very. लेकिन रो में तो 4 और 9 है. 4 और 9. Didn't get your question. Explain not equal to again. See, try to understand. Bhai, question explain. Question explain. Okay, okay. See, what it is telling that every diagonal, right? देखो ये एक diagonal है, ये एक diagonal है, ये एक diagonal है, ये एक diagonal है. This is a diagonal. This is a diagonal. All the diagonal elements should be the same. Every diagonal should consist of equal elements, right? Now try to understand. Now try to understand what I am trying to say. There are, let's say there are kitna rows hai? M is equal to 3 and the number of columns is 4. There are 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay? For equal to, you can't conclude like this. मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना. You cannot conclude it like this. Now see what I'm trying to do. I will start at index number 0. This is the row that I am standing on. I am at this row. Now guys, try to understand what happens. J will start from index number 0. J is at index number 0. So what is the first element that you are standing on? This thing, 1. So what do I compare it with? I compare, is matrix of ij not equal to matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. And what is I plus 1, j plus 1? The bottom right element, right? This one, diagonal right में. तो ये equal है, कोई problem नहीं है. Guys, try to understand. Can you conclude anything conclusively at this moment? Can you conclude anything conclusively if you find anything as equal? कुछ conclude ही नहीं कर सकते. You cannot conclude anything at this moment, right? So I simply move my j pointer forward. इधर आते हैं, ठीक है? Now I am standing at this 2. So what I will do? I again check matrix of ij with matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. It is matching. But can you conclude anything? You cannot conclude anything at this point of time. Just move forward. I come to this. Now j comes here. Now I will compare this matrix of ij with matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. They are equal. Can you conclude anything? No, you cannot conclude anything at this point of time. Now what you will do? अब मैं बोल रहा हूं, if you make j come here, okay, will j plus 1 be a valid index? सोच के बताओ. If you allow j to come till here, is there a right column? No, na. That is why I don't want j to come till the last column, and that is why I've written j less than n minus 1 and not j less than n. Because when you do j less than n, j will come till the last column. But I want j to come till here. So less than n minus 1 कर दिया. ठीक है? Now I will move forward. I comes here. ठीक है? Now this is element 5. I compare matrix of ij with matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. They are equal. I cannot conclude anything at this point of time. ठीक है? Now I come here. I am standing on this one. I compare this one with this one. I plus 1, j plus 1. They are equal. I cannot conclude anything. I come to this 2. I compare this matrix of ij with matrix of I plus 1, j plus 1. They are equal. I cannot conclude anything at this point of time. Now I will not be coming to this element 3. अब सोच के देखो, guys. Do you want to come to the last row? Do you want to come to the last row? No, na. Because for the last row, is there any element to the bottom right? No. So you don't want. तो अब मैंने सारे matrix elements check कर लिए. And for all the matrix elements, I never saw this condition holding to be true. So I know that it is a Toepley's matrix. So outside this for loop, I will return a true. If this condition holds true, now you have to return a false. Otherwise, outside the loop, you can return a true. Okay? Cool. Let me send the link and we'll move forward, right? ठीक है यार, पोल का नतीजा क्या है अपना? 70-17. Okay, so it's almost 90-10. ठीक है, good enough. Good enough. I'll share the link with you all of this question. एक minute रुको. Toepley's matrix. These kind of questions you can expect, right? It is not that difficult, to be honest, right? ठीक है. So shared the link with you all. Up guys, I just want a quick poll from you all. I just want a. इसमें कोई भी वो मत करना. Almost there, right? Just tell me, do you want? I'll just open the questions for you all. Do you want me to discuss these questions, which was asked in the mock test? दो question है मेरे पास. एक ये hard problem mock test का, and one is this easy problem of mock test, and another one was there, right? एक कोई medium problem भी था लगता है, वो मैं भूल गया क्या? Do you want me to discuss these problems? Please guys, I would request everyone to cast a vote because सबका time है, तो I will go by the majority, right? If folks are not interested, I won't be discussing this. If you are interested, I can discuss this, right? Okay, so I think 80% of the folks want it to be discussed. So, ठीक है. I think let's discuss, right? This will also help you in, clarifying some of the concepts. And the remaining questions, what I'll do is I'll give you as homework, or you can try it on your own, right? So let us discuss the mock test questions. At least the logics we should discuss, and we should write the code, okay? So that you get an understanding. Okay, it's an 80-20, so I will go with the discussion. Okay, ठीक है. कर लेते यार. I think it should be helpful, right? Because these questions have been asked, so you are expected to solve these kind of questions. ठीक है. I am missing on one question if I, ठीक है. Chalo guys, ठीक है. Let us try to look at the first question. ठीक है. Aman has a string S. I am pretty sure everyone has read this question before. Aman has a string S which has at least one A in it. Now he wants to find out if all the A's are present in an index which is a multiplier of 3. That means he wants that all the A's should be present at, indexes which are multiples of 3. Okay. So he wants to check if all the A's are present in index which is a multiplier of 3 or not. If all the A's are present in indexes which are multiplier of 3, then the output will be great. Otherwise, the output will be worse. Okay. So let us take an input-output example. Simple है, not tough नहीं है. A, B, C, D, A. I'll take all the 3 questions, right? I remember the third question. वरना कोई मेरे को Discord पे अगर फोटो भेज सकता है तो better रहेगा मेरे को. ठीक है. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So this is the string, right? So this is a 0 base string. Okay. And what he wants that if all the A's are present at indexes which are multiples of 3. So is index 0 a multiple of 3? No problem, right? Okay. 0 is like a multiple of 3 only, right? 3 into 0 is 0 only. Okay. Now, what is another A? Here is another A. See, what index is this A coming at? Index number 4. Is 4 a multiple of 3? No, 4 is not a multiple of 3. So you have to return worst. That is all the A's, right? For all the A's, the index should be multiple of 3. If you get any A which is not occurring at a multiple of 3, you just have to say false. Boss, the string is worst. Okay? ऐसा कुछ. So let us come at the logic, right? Let us try to come at the logic. I will help you guys with the function wala based approach, right? So let me, come up with the function based approach. We'll complete functions only, right? At least just let's have a brief function discussion. So public, what will be the return type? A boolean. Let's say ठीक है string ही return करना है, चलो वैसे ले लो यार कि return either worst or वो चीज, ठीक है. So public static, the return type is a string. Then what is the name of the function? कुछ भी ले लो यार, ठीक है. Worst or good, कुछ ऐसा ले लो, whatever. Okay. Now it will be taking a string as input, so that is a string s. Okay. Now let us try to run the logic for this string, right? So what should I do, guys? I should simply मेरा logic समझो, right? What is my thought process, right? See, the constraint is on A's. कि whenever you get any A na, that should be at an index which is a multiple of 3. So basically, if you find any A which is at an index that is not a multiple of 3, you can simply return a false or basically, return this thing, whatever, right? Construct a string and return. Otherwise, if you see that all the A's are at indexes which are multiples of 3, or which are multipliers of 3, then you can return a true or return a good, whatever, right? So what should be my basic idea? Let us try to write a very basic and a very simple code for this, right? So what do I do? First of all, let's just determine the length of the string. Will be easier for me. Okay, s dot length. अब मैं क्या करूंगा, guys? What do I do? Now just iterate over the string, right? For int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay. Now, when I am interested in doing any work, if the character is a, ठीक है, तो मैं check करूंगा if s dot char at I, okay, if s dot char at I equal to a, that means the current character that you are standing on is equal to a. तो मैं क्या बोलूं, guys? The current character that I am standing on is an a, right? And if this index is not a multiple of 3, I can simply return a false or return a worst. Okay. But if it is a multiple of 3, you cannot conclude anything at this point of time because you want that all the A's should be at multiple of 3 indexes. So what do I check? If I percentage 3, what is a multiple of 3? That will be exactly divisible by 3. That is, it doesn't leave any remainder when you do a division by 3. So if I modulo 3 is not equal to 0, that means you have a character A which is present at an index that is not a multiplier of 3. So what do? I just make a string. Let's say my string answer is equal to, let's say, worst. Okay. And I can simply return this answer. Job done. Okay. Now, if you come outside this for loop, that means whatever A's you had in the string, right? They are all at proper indexes. All indexes were multiples of 3 whenever you got an A. So what should I return? I'll construct a new string, right? Let's say string answer is equal to good. Okay. And you can return answer. Okay. Let me try to do a dry wo kar lete ek baar input. So let's say that I take a string. Let's take that example only, right? We had this, right? So it is ABCD triple A. Okay, ABCD triple A. Let's come from the main method. I will simply say that string S is nothing but ABCD triple A. Okay, and I'll simply do a println just to show you guys output. Call this function worst or good, and will pass the string S. What should be the output? Worst, right? Let's try to run it and see. Okay, it's coming worst, right? But let's say I construct a string, right? कि A इधर है, कोई problem नहीं है. B, C, A, 0, 1, 2, 3, that is also fine, right? So this is a good string, right? Because all the A's that you have, they are at indexes that are multipliers of 3. देखो 0 and 3 both are multiples of 3, no problem, right? So this should return a good to us, right? It should print good. Let's देखते हैं होता है या नहीं. It's printing good, right? So now guys, let me know how many of you folks are clear with this. Was one of the questions that were asked in your mock test, right? So are you guys clear with this? Simple hai. Yes, everyone clear with this question? Okay. सही है. Logic not clear. See, what are you trying to do? Whenever you, I'll do the hard one also. मैं सब करूंगा, ठीक है? Easy, medium, hard सब करके बताऊंगा. Don't worry. Time अपने पास 57 minutes ही है, so we have to just manage the time accordingly. Okay, cool. तो देखो यार, एक बार मैं फटफट बता देता हूँ. This is simple, right? I don't think folks should be having problem here. See, what I am trying to say is, if देखो अगर कोई भी तुम A पे हो ना, you have to ensure that this A is present at an index which is a multiple of 3. If you get an A which is not at a index which is a multiple of 3, right? मेरे को A मिला, so you check. If this index is not a multiple of 3, then you can simply return false. But if it is a multiple of 3, you cannot say anything at the moment, right? You complete this entire for loop, come outside, and then you say that yes, all the A's were present at indexes which are multiple of 3, and so you return good. Okay. Let me take a quick poll so that I can move decisively further, because you guys actually lead me to confusions. Okay. So just cast a quick poll, guys. Can we move further? No, you can. See, if I percentage 3 is equal to 0, na, you cannot say anything at the moment. मैं वही तो बोल रहा हूँ. सारा A, all the A's in the string should, concern, मतलब all the A's should satisfy that criteria. If you get any A which doesn't satisfy the criteria, then you have to return a false. If you get A's which satisfy the criteria, all A's should satisfy the criteria. You come outside and you return a good. ठीक है? If there are no A's, क्या होगा? खुद से try run करो guys. If there are no A's, what will happen? You will return good, right? कोई A नहीं है तो good return करोगे, है ना? No, I can see the percentage till now 87.6 है. 87% are yes, 7% are almost there. Okay, cool. From where will I get this question? I don't know. Somebody had, correct. Think for the negative situation, right? Because for the positive, you have to verify all the things. Okay. Okay. Can somebody send me the medium level question on Discord if possible? Of my कोई भेजा है क्या मेरे को? मैं देखता हूँ कोई अगर भेजा है. हाँ ठीक है यार, थैंक यू. Let us try to open this. Okay. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? Yes. Okay. Everyone can see this, right? ठीक है, चलो. Thanks guys. Thank you यार जिसने भी भेजा, अभिनव, right? Thank you. Okay, so let's have a read at this question, right? Let's quickly have a read at this question. ठीक है. Hard question, share mate, please. हाँ, for sure. See, there is nothing known as hard easy, right? If you are clear with the concepts now, you will be able to solve all the questions. क्योंकि labeling हम लोग ने easy, medium, hard की है. But actually all the questions are not that difficult, to be very honest. Okay. I have passed all test cases of all 3 questions, but still I got 20 marks. अरे यार ये तो नहीं होना चाहिए. पता नहीं यार, that could be an issue. Okay, 8 o'clock. Okay, we'll try to end at 8:15. थोड़ा सा buffer time है अपने पास. So let's see. Okay, let's have a read at this question and what is this question telling, right? So Lalit has a string S. I'll just pause the chats temporarily. Lalit has a string S which contains only the characters R, W, and B. So Lalit has a string which is consisting only of characters R, W, and B. Okay. If S of I equal to R, then it is colored as red. Matlab R stands for red color. If S of J is W, then J is colored as white. W means a white color. And if S of K is B, then K is colored as black. Okay. He doesn't want a multicolored string. Dekho, try to understand, guys. I understand it like this. Let's say you have a string like this, right? W, R, B, W, R, R, B. Something like this, right? So this is a multicolored string. ऐसा सोचो, you have a bead of necklace. Necklace देखे हो? ऐसे beads होता है ना एक के बाद एक. Think of it like this string is representing a necklace for you, right? The first bead is white in color. the second bead is red in color, the third B क्या है, B is black in color, whatever, right? So every character is standing for a color, and think of it like your string is made up of these multiple colors. Now, what does he want? He doesn't want a multicolored string. उसको नहीं चाहिए. Let's say the string looks like this, right? W, W, R, B, R. Okay. So what I'm saying, this bead is of white color. This bead is of red color. This bead is of black color, whatever, right? This bead is again of white color, right? So basically you are forming a multicolored necklace, right? And you know, he doesn't want a multicolored necklace, okay? Or multicolored string, whatever you want to understand. Also, he does not like the white color. So basically उसके और नखरे हैं थोड़े. He does not like the white color, ठीक है? So he wants a single colored string only. उसको चाहिए single colored string. And he does not even like the white color. So what are the two options available to you? Either he wants the string as all blacks or he wants the string as all reds. Okay, there is no option of going to all whites because he doesn't like the white color. Okay, so he wants to color the whole string in either red or black. या तो वो बोलता है कि hey, color the entire string in all black or color the entire string in all red. ठीक है, but अब boss everything has a cost, right? Everything has an opportunity cost. तो ये भी लिख रहा है, but there is a specific cost K to color a character in red which is not red. मतलब if a bead is not red in color ना, then you have to spend some money to paint it red. ऐसा सोचो भैया, अगर एक bead black color का है and you have to paint it in red, definitely there will be some painting cost associated. But if a bead is already red, then you don't have to spend any money to paint it red. Okay. So if a character is non-red, then you have to spend some money to paint it red. There is a specific cost, right? And what is this cost? The cost is K, which will be given to us. Ki boss, K rupees or K amount of money will be taken if you want to paint a non-red bead as red. Okay? Okay. Now, and there is a specific cost L to color a character in black which is not black. Matlab, if you want to convert any character to black, okay, which was originally not black in color, then there is a specific cost L that you have to bear. Okay. Now क्या बोल रहा है? Lalit is also very, economical person. So he wants to spend the minimum money to get his desired single colored string. So write a program to find the minimum cost to get his desired string. Let me try to explain what it is telling, right? देखो, मानो, you have a string, right? Let's say W, R. एक example है इधर दिया हुआ. I can't see the example over here. देखते हैं क्या मेरे पास और कोई फोटो है example का. This is the hard problem. This is also the hard problem. नहीं लग रहा है मेरे को. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, ऐसे ही कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, let me take an example on my own, or if somebody has access to, you can share the example in chat also if you want. But ठीक है, ऐसे ही कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, so let's say that your string is W R B R W R R W, ऐसा कुछ लिखा है. ठीक है, और एक D भी डाल दो. चलो, okay. So this is a multicolored string that Lalit has. Okay. ठीक है, ठीक है यार, अभी मैंने ले लिया है. I have sent a screenshot. ठीक है, let me have a look. If we have it, I can take it. ले लेते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. कहाँ गया? हाँ ठीक है यार, ये ले लेते हैं. इनपुट आउटपुट दिख रहा है ना, तो यही कर लेंगे, इसी से समझ में आ जाएगा. One sec guys. Okay, I'll just expect to do it a little bit quickly because we have the hard problem also to discuss and that will also take some time, right? So let's say, अब अभी के लिए ये example भूल जाओ. Let's look at this. So your string is WWRBB. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? You have a multicolored string, and either you want to go to all reds or you want to go to all blacks. This is the only option, two options available to you, right? So what it is telling, the first line contains K. Okay. अब मैं बोल रहा हूँ the cost to color something in red is 2 units, right? If you want to paint it in red, right, K is equal to 2. So if you want to paint anything in red, you will have to spend 2 rupees. Okay. And if you want to paint anything to black, a non-black character, if you want to paint it to black, the cost will be 3 units. ठीक है, ये दोनों cost मेरे को पता है. And now I want to see what is the minimum cost such that Lalit gets his desired string. तो चलो भैया logically सोचते हैं, what can I do? Okay. Either, देखो, at the end of the day, how should your string look like? Either you should have all R's or you should have all B's. Do you agree? This is the only two possible options for you. You don't have a third option available to you. Either you have to go to all R's or you have to go to all B's. Does everyone agree? और कोई option नहीं है because he wants a single colored string and he doesn't like the color white. तो यही दो possible option है. So let me try to see what is the cost associated with going to each one of this string. तो मैं ना पहला केस लेता हूँ, case 1 कि I want to color it to all reds. Case 1 है I want to color it to all reds. ठीक है. So I will iterate through the string. This is the character W. So how much cost it will take to convert W to R? What is the cost? 2 units. So I will say 2 units is taken here. Then move forward. Come to this W. What is the cost taken for converting this non-red? See, this is a non-red character, right? So what is the cost taken to convert it into red? Another 2 units. Okay. Come to this. This is a red character. You don't have to do anything. Come to this. This is again a non-red. So how much money you will spend? Again 2 units. Come to this. This is again a non-red. So again you will have to spend 2 units to convert it to red. ठीक है? कोई भी non-red character को paint करने के लिए you have to spend 2 units. So there are in total 4 non-red characters. So you will have to spend 8 units of money if you want to convert the entire string into all reds. Does this make sense? पहले तो ये logic बताओ. ये समझ आया क्या logic मैंने जो किया? If you want all reds, you have to spend 8 rupees and then you will get a string of all reds. ये पहला logic हुआ, ठीक है? Now I will say, ठीक है, you have another option. What is L? L is the cost for painting to black. This is for painting to black and this is for painting to red. ठीक है? Now this was one option, ठीक है? तो दुकानदार ने basically तुमको 2 option दिया. The shopkeeper is giving you 2 options कि हे ललित भैया, if you convert your multicolored string into all reds, I will charge you 8 rupees. ठीक है? But ललित भैया क्या बोलेंगे अब? ललित भैया will say, hey, I also have a preference for black. If black is cheaper, I will go for that, right? So दुकानदार बोलता है, okay, let me evaluate how much money you will need if you want to go to all blacks. So again, iterate through this string, right? Again, iterate through this string. I'm just telling you the simplest approach that is there, right? So this is a non-black character. So if I want to convert it into black, how much money I will have to spend? 3 units. Add 3. Okay. Now, this is also a non-black character. How much money I have to spend? 3 units. Okay. Now, this is again a non-black character. How much money I have to spend? Again 3 units. Now, afterward, this is a black only. No need to change anything here. This is a black. No need to do anything here. So the shopkeeper tells you, hey, Lalit Bhaiya, if you want to go to all blacks, you will have to spend 9 rupees. So what will Lalit Bhaiya say? I am economical. I want to find the minimum cost. So what you will return? You will return the minimum of these 2 numbers. Okay. So there are 2 cases. Evaluate what is the amount of money you spend for going to all reds and let us call it, right, cost for, or let's call it as spend on all R's. Okay. And then calculate the money that you will spend for making all blacks. Let us call it as spend black. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, you will return the minimum out of these 2 because that is what the question states. Is the logic making sense, guys? Not sure. Let's see. This was the medium level question of the test, right? Is the logic making sense? 2 ही option है ना, दोनों का cost compute करके minimum return कर दो. ठीक है? Okay. So let us quickly try to code this up. Okay. Let's quickly try to code this up. Where can we see the result of the previous test? Yeah, for these administrative issues, I think you have to check with Lakshay only. मतलब मेरे पास तो test का access भी नहीं है, to be very honest. I don't have access to these questions. Somebody sent me these questions, so that is why I took it up. ठीक है, चलो discuss कर लेंगे. But yeah, if you want to see the results or anything like that, you have to check with Lakshay. Okay. Lakshay or your batch manager, ठीक है, they can guide you. ठीक है. So we will be interested in function completion things, right? Because that is what will be asked in your test. ठीक है. So अब देखो guys, the questions were not difficult, to be very honest. The easy and the medium question, if you see, very basic, very crude logic, right? So उतना tough नहीं है. Public static. What should be the return type? Integer, because I have to return the minimum cost. Okay. Now let me call this as min cost only. Okay. Min cost. Okay. And what you will get? You will get a string S, which is your multicolored necklace or multicolored string. You will get a cost. Let me call it a little bit, easier. Okay. If you K था ना अपना, K is the cost for getting to red, right? Let us call it int red. This is the cost for, painting to red, a non-red character to red. This is the cost that you have to bear. And in order to convert to all blacks, this is the cost. Sorry, for converting a non-black character into black, this is the cost. क्या हो गया? Very good. Did we do something? Yes. 1 second. ठीक है? Now let us try to write the logic. तो मैं क्या करूंगा भाई? Let us try to understand, right? So let's make two variables. Int cost of going to all red. Cost red will tell me what is the cost of going to all red. And let us make another variable, cost of black, which will tell me what is the total cost I have to bear if I go to all blacks. ठीक है? Now let us iterate through the string. Now let us iterate through the string. और लेंथ भी निकाल लेते हैं पहले ही, ताकि बार बार s डॉट लेंथ नहीं लिखना पड़े. int 10 is equal to s dot length. That's fine. Okay. Now let's iterate through the string. Let's iterate through the string. For int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. ठीक है? अब if the current character, पहले मैं ना red का निकालता हूँ, ठीक है? If the current character, if s dot char at I, if the current character that you are standing on, that is not equal to r, if that is not equal to r, that means you have to convert it into r. So what is the cost that you will have to bear? Red. So what will I do? Cost of red plus equal to red. Are you getting this part? If the character is a non-red, then you will have to spend red amount of money to convert it into r, and you will add it to the cost of red. ये क्योंकि सारे red में लेके जा रहे हो ना, तो this will store the cumulative cost. Okay. Now, so this will basically give me, this for loop will tell me, boss, if you are going to all reds, what is the amount of money that you will be spending? Okay. Now let us try to find for all blacks. Okay. So again the same loop. Okay. And what do I check? If s dot char at, if s dot char at I not equal to b. Okay. Not equal to b. So what should I do? I will find, the cost of converting it into black. Okay. So what is this? Cost of black plus equal to black. So you will spend black amount of money and you will add it to your cost of black. So now I think everybody can understand, right? You can have these two if in the same loop also. But just to make things more simple, I am writing it in two separate loops. दो बार करके बता दिया है. But ideally you can have these two if blocks in the same loop. कोई problem नहीं है. ठीक है? Now once you are done with this for loop, you also know the cost of converting the string to all blacks. Now what you will return? Return math dot minimum. I just want to return the minimum of क्या? Cost red, comma cost black. Okay, I'll just return this. Okay, so that's the basic function. Now let us try to write the main method. Main method में हम लोग क्या करते हैं? Hard code कर लेते हैं अभी तो. String s is equal to, let's take this the example था उसी को कर लेते हैं. wwrbb. Okay. Excuse me guys. Sorry. And what was K and L? K was 2 and L is 3. Okay. Come back here. And K was 2 and L was 3. Okay. Let me understand it correctly. And then I just want to print the minimum cost. So I'll just write a print here, make a call to min cost. Okay. And I will pass this string s, pass the value of K and L. Okay, that's it. Let's try to run it. 8 are output, and what is the output? That 8. Okay, so are folks clear with this question? How many of you understand this logic? Pretty straightforward, I would say. Not ये बहुत difficult नहीं है. मतलब I wouldn't tell it to be a medium question, to be very honest. मतलब सही बताऊं तो, है ना? Simple है? Cool है? Right? Can we move ahead? Sir, repeat कर दो. अरे repeat. See what we are doing. I am first of all making you guys find the cost for converting the string into all reds. So if the current character is not a red, then you will have to spend some money. Kitna money? Red amount of money. So just add this to cost of red. Okay. And when you come outside this for loop, you will see that what is the total cost for converting the string into all r's. Okay. And then you again run this loop and you will find that what is the cost for converting it into all blacks. And then you can return the minimum of all reds versus all blacks, because you can go to any one of them and you want to minimize the cost. Okay. Discuss spiral matrix today. चलो यार ये भी है, ठीक है। कैन वी यूज array list? नो, नॉट नीडेड, नॉट नीडेड, है ना। लाइन नंबर 39, व्हाट इज लाइन नंबर 39? लाइन 39 है ही नहीं। चलो ठीक है गाइस, इफ वी काउंट नॉन रेड एंड मल्टीप्लाई इट विथ कॉस्ट, देन हाँ ये भी कर सकते हो वर्षा, दैट इज ऑल्सो फाइन। You count how many non-reds are there and then multiply it with red. That is what we are doing, right? Repeated addition is basically multiplication only, right? ठीक है, तो आप कर सकते हो इसको अलग अलग वे से, है ना। For some questions, array list is suitable. Don't worry, that kind of question won't be asked, right? Okay, guys. So I think we have half an hour time, and depending on my promise of spiral matrix traversal, spiral का मैं hint दे दूंगा and बाद में मैं code share कर दूंगा if that helps, right? तो एक hard question ले लेते हैं टेस्ट वाला ही, क्योंकि फिर सब बोलेंगे easy medium ले लिया, hard छोड़ दिया, है ना। So let's take hard also. Where is that hard question? हाँ ये रहा hard यार, ठीक है। So the flow will be, we'll discuss the hard question, right? And I'm pretty sure it will be 8 o'clock after, sorry, 9 o'clock after that. So if needed, I can give you a hint of spiral matrix traversal, okay? Like in what way you have to think, right? Or later I can share the code with you all if that helps you, okay? Otherwise, guys, you can ask your doubt instructor also. You have a doubt session today. If you want, I can communicate to them to discuss the spiral matrix traversal if some of you guys are not clear. So that can also help, right? And what laptop do I use for coding? Somebody has asked, right? So I have a very old laptop, right? It's running from 4 years and I use that only. It's a basic Dell laptop. Okay, cool. So let's move forward. Let's move forward, right? Let's look at the hard question. ठीक है, थोड़ा zoom कर देता हूँ, ऐसे दिख ही रहा होगा, I think, है ना। Let's have a read at this. Okay, चलो पढ़ते हैं. Hitesh has an array of size n. Array has no duplicate elements. So Ritesh basically has an array of size n and the array has no duplicate elements. ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. For each element ARR of I of the array, he finds out K. What is K? The number of elements in the array that are divisible by ARR of I. मतलब क्या बोल रहा है? For every element ARR of I ना, he counts how many elements are there in the array which are divisible by ARR of I, and he calls that K. K count मेरे को मिल गया, ठीक है? There are K numbers which are divisible by ARR of I. And then for this same number, na, he will also calculate L. What is L? The number of elements in the array by which ARR of I would be divisible. देखो guys, try to understand. If ARR of I is equal to 6, try to understand, ठीक है? Now, what does K mean? The number of elements that are divisible by 6. So let's say if you have an element in the array as 12, 18, 24, right? So these are the elements that will contribute towards K. Do you agree? These are the elements that are divisible by ARR of I. So these kind of elements contribute towards, or let's say 0, right? 0 is also divisible. So these kinds of elements will contribute towards K. And what type of elements will contribute towards L? Can anybody help me? I just want to make sure you are clear with the distinction between K and L. What kind of elements will contribute towards L? The numbers. क्या चीज बताओ? What is L? What is L? Let us read. The number of elements by which ARR of I will be divisible. Okay. Wait, did I tell it in the reverse fashion? एक मिनट रुकना. K is the number of elements that are divisible by this. हाँ तो ये तो सही है. So if my number is 6, right? What will contribute towards K? The number of elements that are divisible by 6. So you need multiples of 6, right? So 0 can be there, 12 can be there, 18 can be there. These kind of numbers will, contribute to K. And what is L? L is the number of elements by which ARR of I will be divisible. Okay. So basically you want the reverse. You want the reverse here, right? You want the reverse. What is the reverse? कि कौन-कौन से element है which are factors of 6, right? So what will contribute? Let's say 1, 2, 3. These are divisible by ARR of I. So these will contribute towards L. So for every number, you are counting the value of K and the value of L. And then you will calculate this number K plus L. Okay. And I want to tell you what is the maximum value of K plus L for the array. Okay. For all the numbers, what is the maximum value of K plus L? And what I am telling, if there are two elements, let's say there are two elements in the array which have the same value of K plus L, then you will have to give me the smaller one. Okay. You will have to give me the smaller one. करके देखते हैं अब एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. Let's take this input output example. Again, this has got cut, I think. किसी ने डाला है क्या? नहीं, चलो यार ठीक है। रिपीट क्वेश्चन, या मैं एग्जांपल के थ्रू बताता हूँ यार। सी यू हैव एन एरे ऑफ साइज 5, ठीक है, अभी क्लियर नहीं है, करता हूँ, ठीक है, 1 2 3 4 5, ठीक है। नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, ठीक है। और लेट्स टेक अ रैंडम एरे, राइट, ऐसा मत लो यार, ऐसा लगेगा कि सॉर्टिंग करना है, ऐसा सॉर्टेड एरे दिखता है तो लेट्स टेक अ रैंडम एरे। Okay, I have taken a random array, right? I don't know. Okay. Now see what it is telling. For every element, this, what is this element? This is element 8, right? So first of all, I want to check what all are the numbers, you know, which are, see, कहाँ चला गया इसका? एक तो definition कहाँ चला जाता है? He wants everyone, where did that go? 1 second, guys. Ah, yes, you have to count the sum of factors and multiples, right? So see, what is K? The number of elements that are divisible by the element. Okay. Okay. So see, for 8, what I will do? For 8, what I will do? Is 7 divisible by 8? No, 7 is not divisible by 8. कोई बात नहीं. Is 6 divisible by 8? No, it's not divisible by 8. Is 10 divisible by 8? No, it's not. Is 12 divisible by 8? No, it's not. Is 2 divisible by 8? No, it's not. Is 5 divisible by 8? No, it's not. So what is the value of K for 8? 0. Now let us see how many factors are there. Is 7 a factor of 8? No. Is 6 a factor of 8? No. Is 10 a factor of 8? No. Is 12 a factor of 8? No. Is 2 a factor of 8? Yes. Is 5 a factor of 8? No. So the number of factors of 8 is 1. So what is the value of K plus L for 8? It is 1. यहाँ पे लिख रहा हूँ. The value of K plus L is 1 here. ठीक है? अब let us come to the number 7. ठीक है? Let us find multiples. Is 8 a multiple? No. Is 6 a multiple? No. अच्छा 7 को हम लोग exclude करेंगे, right? We will exclude the number itself from both the calculations. लिखा हुआ था उस क्वेश्चन में कहीं तो, ठीक है? So is 6 a multiple? No. Is 10 a multiple? No. Is 12 a multiple? No. Is 2 a multiple? No. Is 5 a multiple? No. So K का value 0 होगा for 7 also. And what is L? Let us see. What are the factors of 7 here? There are no factors of 7. If you iterate through the entire array, you will see that there are no factors of 7. So L is also 0. So for 7, the value of K plus L is 0. लिख दिया यहाँ पे. ठीक है? Just trying to make you guys understand the question. Okay. Then for 6, what I will do? First, let us try to, find the multiples. Is 8 a multiple? No. Is 7 a multiple? No. Is 10 a multiple? No. Is 12 a multiple? Yes, 12 is a multiple. So K की value 1 हो गई. Okay. Is 2 a multiple? No. Is 5 a multiple? No. Now let us look for the factors. Okay. Is 8 a factor? No. Is 7 a factor? No. Is 10 a factor? No. 12 a factor? No. Is 2 a factor? Yes. So the value of L is also 1. ठीक है? K plus L क्या होगा? 2. 2. K plus L is 2 for 6. Okay. Similarly for 10, can you tell me what is the value of K? K will be 0 because there are no multiples. And what is the value of L? How many factors for 10 am I looking at? 2 and 5. These are 2 factors, right? So K plus L will be 2 for 10 also. Okay. Now let us look at 12. Let us look at 12. 12. Any multiples? No. Factors? Yes. 2 is a factor. 6 is a factor. Any other factor? No. So what is the value of K plus L for 12? Again 2. ऐसा एग्जांपल हो गया कि बहुतों का कोलाइड हो गया. ठीक है. Now take this 2. What are the multiples? 8 is a multiple. 6 is a multiple. 10 is a multiple. 12 is a multiple. So there are 4 multiples. So K ka value will be 4. And what is L? L is 0. Okay, because there are no factors. So either K plus L will be 4. Okay, and look at 5 multiples. What are our multiples? 10 is a multiple. So K is 1. And are there any factors? No. So K plus L will be 1. So I want to tell you what is the maximum, see, first of all, now you want the element which has the maximum value of K plus L. See, which element has maximum value of K plus L? 2. So you will have to return 2. But if multiple elements had the same, if the maximum was between 1 or 2 more elements, right? मान लो 4 4 पे clash हो जाता 2 element का, then you will return the smaller out of the elements, right? Let's say if 10 elements collided at 2, then you will have to return the smallest element for which the K plus L count is maximum. Is the question making sense? How many of you are clear with the question? क्लियर है? चलो यार अब इसका करते हैं अपन कोडिंग. ठीक है, अभी अपन इसका करते हैं कोडिंग. Let me try to pause the chart for the time being. मल्टीप्लाई एंड फैक्टर बहुत कंफ्यूज हो गया. अच्छा, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, राइट, इवन इफ यू गेट कंफ्यूज्ड इन के एंड एल, राइट, अल्टीमेटली आपको के प्लस एल का सम चाहिए, राइट, और उल्टा ही है ना दोनों. देखो, नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स डिविजिबल बाय दिस एंड नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स दैट डिवाइड्स दिस, दोनों उल्टा है. सो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वो भी है, राइट, आई वांट के प्लस एल, सो यू वांट द सम ऑफ फैक्टर्स एंड मल्टीपल्स. ओके, एंड सी गाइस, इट वाज रिटन समवेयर कि you will not take ARR of I into consideration for computation. Note, though ARR of I will be divisible by itself, that will not be counted in K or L. So you have to ignore the same element, right? ARR of I को ignore करना है in the countation of K and L. ठीक है? Let us come to online GDB. इधर ही कोड करते हैं. ठीक है. So let me write functions. Okay. So public static. Okay. What should be the return type? Integer. Okay. And what is the name of the function? कुछ भी ले लेते हैं, बट क्या लिया है इसमें? नहीं लिया है कुछ, कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है, अपन को क्या करना है? k प्लस एल निकालना है ना, तो चलो फंक्शन का नाम भी ऐसा ही ले लेते हैं ना, k प्लस एल, मैक्स k प्लस एल, ऐसा नाम ले लो, फैंसी नेम, राइट. And it will take an array, okay, array of integers, and anything else it will take? No, just this, right? Now let us try to write the code. Okay. Now guys, try to understand, right? What will I be doing? See, ultimately I will need an answer, है ना? I will need an answer, ठीक है? तो मैं क्या बोलता हूँ? Int answer. Let's initialize it with 0. I don't care at the time, right? And अच्छा ठीक है, मैं करता हूँ, ठीक है. So what is my basic idea? My basic idea is I will, अच्छा, and I will also have a count, right? I will also have a count, ठीक है? Int max count. And what is this max count? It is the maximum value of k plus l that you have got, right? And answer will contain the element which has the maximum value of this k plus l. इसको भी initially 0 कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? Now let's try to iterate through the array. Okay, I'll try to iterate through the array. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? देखो, for int I equal to 0, एक बार n भी कर लेते हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, so I will iterate through the array. I iterate through the array, right? Now I am standing on a particular element, right? I am standing on ARR of I. I am standing at the ith index of the array. So what do I do? Let us compute k. First of all, let us compute k, the value of k, right? For this thing, right? Okay. तो मैं क्या बोलूंगा? Int, जो भी करते हैं, ठीक है? Now see, I am at the ith index, right? And I want to check how many multiples are there of this ARR of I. Okay, so I am dealing with ARR of I, and I want to check how many multiples are there. So what should I do, guys? I will iterate over the entire array once again. So let's do it. For int j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, I will iterate over the entire array once again. Okay. Now what do I do? If I equal to j हुआ, if j comes at I, you don't have to do anything, you just do a continue, because I am ignoring the same index, right? You don't want to count ARR of I in factors or multiples, right? So if I equal to j, you simply continue, right? Now when you come at line number 27, that means that j is not equal to I. So what will I check? If now let us say now, here you have two variables, कर लेते हैं, int k equal to 0, int l equal to 0. I'll compute k and l for ARR of I. Okay. So I will now check, boss, if I is not equal to j, you come at line number 29. So what I will check? If numS of j, okay, if numS of j modulo numS of I, if numS of j modulo numS of I equal to 0, can I claim that numS of j is a multiple? सोच के बताओ guys. If numS of j modulo numS of I is equal to 0, can I say that numS of j is a multiple? क्या मैं बोल सकता हूँ? Can I say yes? So what should I do? I should do a k plus plus. अच्छा यार लिया था, sorry. सही है? Logic सही लग रहा है क्या? If ARR of j mod ARR of I equal to 0, then ARR of j is a multiple. It's a multiple. So what do? I do a k plus plus. ठीक है? है ना? So now everyone agrees that after this for loop is completed, this for loop is completed, you will get the count of k. You will get the count of k. K मिल गया क्या? एक पार्ट कंप्लीट हुआ अपना, ठीक है? Now, can you do it in big O of n? For now, No. For now, definitely no. When you learn other algorithmic techniques, then maybe you can, right? But abhi ke liye to nahi. Okay? Now, for L, what will I do? Again, I will have to iterate. Again, I will write a similar loop, right? Again, I will iterate. I'm trying to make it very, very simple, right? No, why count 0? Abhi kyun karunga? Dekho. J less than n, J plus plus. Again, I will iterate through the array. Okay. And what will I see? Again, the same logic, right? Same logic. देखो तुम लोग एक ही में कर सकते हो guys. Try to understand. You can do this thing in the same for loop. देखो. Yeah. Why we can do? Yes, you can do it in the same for loop. Correct. कि देखो, if I equal to j, you simply continue. Otherwise, you check. If ARR of j percentage ARR of I is equal to 0, that is, it is a multiple. So do a k plus plus. And then also check. Is it a factor? If ARR of I, okay, modulo ARR of j, okay, is equal to 0, that means ARR of j is a factor of ARR of I. So what do? I do a L plus plus. So now guys, tell me, outside this for loop, do you agree we have the values for k and L for ARR of I? Do you agree? Now we have the correct values for k and L for ARR of I. Now what do I want to do? Okay, let me say that int. The current answer, right? Let us call it current answer. The current answer for ARR of I is nothing but k plus L. Okay, the current answer for ARR of I is k plus L. Okay. Now I want to update my maximum count. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? If current answer, सोच के बताना guys. देखो, I am computing the value of k plus L for ARR of I. So if current answer is less than max count, do you even need to do anything? सोच के बताओ. If the current answer is less than max count, will you do anything? सोच के बताओ guys. The current variable that you are standing on, उसका जो k plus L का value था ना, वो कम है than the maximum k plus L value which you have already encountered, so you don't need to do anything, right? Now think of it like this. If current answer is greater than, okay, if current answer is greater than max count, what do I do? If the current value of k plus L is greater than max count, what do? I will update my max count. Max count, print क्यों करेंगे भाई? I will update my max count. The max count is nothing but current answer. Max count को कर दिया update. And once I update the max count, I will also have to update the element. Do you agree? I will also have to update the element ना. तो मैं करूँगा answer is equal to क्या? ARR of I. Does everyone agree? देखो. See guys, what have I done? See, this answer is the element, right? The element, okay? And what is this max count? It is the maximum value of k plus L that you have seen so far, okay? What is answer? Answer is basically the element having max val of k plus L, okay? And what is max count? Max count is nothing but maximum value of k plus L that you have seen so far, okay? Now what do? हाँ मैं check करता हूँ, ठीक है? Now I am iterating over the array. So I am standing on the ith index. That is, I am interested in evaluating k and L for ARR of I. So I initialize both as 0. K be 0, L be 0. Now what do? I iterate through the array. I iterate through the entire array. If I equal to j, that means you are standing on the same element, right? Just continue. Don't do anything, okay? Otherwise, if I is not equal to j, you will come at line number 29. And you see that the current element that you are standing on is ARR of j. If ARR of j mod ARR of I is equal to 0, that means ARR of j is a multiple. So I will do a k plus plus. Now I will also check. If ARR of I percentage ARR of j equal to 0, that means ARR of j is a factor. So I will do a L plus plus. So after this for loop terminates, then you have the answer for k and L. आपको पता चल गया है the value of k and the value of L for ARR of I. So what value are we interested in? We are interested in k plus L. So for ARR of I, okay, the answer for k, the answer is k plus L. ये value है that ARR of I is offering me. Now what do I check? If the current answer for ARR of I is greater than the maximum value of k plus L that I have encountered, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? This is the new maximum. This is the new maximum, right? So I will say max count. We can replace line 26 and 27. दिखते हैं ना? Now see. Now max count is equal to current answer, correct? Because if the current value of k plus L that you have got, it is greater than the maximum count, then you will update your maximum count. And when you update the maximum count, what you will do? You will also have to update the answer. Ki boss, this is the element for which I have the maximum value of k plus L. Is it making sense, guys? Yes? हाँ बताता हूँ. If current answer equal to max count, बताता हूँ, right? And you all agree that if current answer is less than max count, you don't need to do anything. है ना? You don't need to do anything. Now I have one other question for you. ठीक है? Else if I will write an else if, right? I will write an else if. No, I don't need to sort the array in the beginning. Why? You don't need to sort, right? It's not required to sort the array. You can do it without sorting also. ठीक है? अब else if current answer, if the current answer that you have calculated, okay, if the current answer that you have calculated is equal to the maximum count that you have seen till now, what will you do? Can you help me, guys? मतलब आपको एक एलिमेंट मिला जिसका k plus L count is the same. What will you do? You have to take the minimum of answer and ARR of I. Do you agree? For the same value of k plus L, आपको minimum element को track कर रहा है, right? So what I will say, answer is equal to math dot minimum of answer comma ARR of I. सोच के देखो guys. You will be tracking the minimum in case of same. हाँ, smallest element चाहिए ना. Now try to understand. Let's say you have an element 8 for which the k plus L value came out to be 4. ठीक है? तो मेरा आंसर अभी है 8 and my max count is 4. ठीक है? Now let's say you are evaluating 2 and for 2 the current answer, that is the value of k plus L, comes out to be 4. So what do you see? Is 4 greater than 4? No. I check the else if part. Is 4 equal to 4? Yes. That means there is an element with the same value of k plus L that you have already encountered. तो अब मैं कौन सा आंसर चूज करूंगा, 8 या 2? So I am telling answer is equal to minimum of 8, 2. So answer will get updated as 2. देख लो, minimum आ गया ना. If two elements are having the same count of k plus L, then this will ensure that you pick up the minimum. Making sense? हाँ, आप सॉर्ट करके भी कर सकते हो. आप सॉर्ट, see why I didn't use sorting, because when this assignment was given to you all, right, we didn't expect you guys to know the sorting, है ना. मेरा expectation नहीं है कि तुम लोग इस question में sorting लगाओ, because this was given before sorting, है ना. So that is how we have done, right? अच्छा, now एक minute रुको, let me zoom out a little bit. Now I have, I have updated everything. Now I come outside the while for loop and I will simply return answer. Okay. हाँ यार, चलो dry run करते हैं. Can you give me a tricky array for which you will have this? I had solved this problem in test. Code is long and took time. Correct. It's a little bit tricky. मतलब तभी ये hard में है ना. This is the level of questions you can expect in hard, right? अच्छा guys, let us try to do a full screen कैसे कर सकते हैं? Any easy method you can try doing via sorting, right? I have told you a difficult method. Now you will surely understand. If you try to do via sorting, right, you can try to think up. थोड़ा सा thinking करो. Okay. Okay, 527930. चलो यार 527930 ले लेते हैं. Okay, I think it is visible, right? So array is 527930. Okay, चलो ठीक है, करके देखते हैं. ठीक है. So currently what I will say, my maximum count is 0. Okay, and my answer is also, let's say, 0. ठीक है. Sorting से भी कर सकते हो, but I am more interested in doing it without that. Okay. Now let us start, right? So I will start my loop I equal to 0 इधर. That is, this is the current element. So let us try to compute k and L for this, right? So I will iterate j from 0 till the end. ठीक है. Now j starts from here. I don't evaluate for this because I and j are the same. J moves further. Is this a multiple? No. Is this a factor? No. I don't do anything. Move forward. Is 7 a multiple? No. Is it a factor? No. I don't do anything. Move forward. Is it a multiple? No. Is it a factor? No. Is it a multiple? Is it a factor? No. अब देखो guys. I come to this 0. Okay, interesting. So can we have zeros here? Zeros possible है क्या यार टेस्ट केसेस में? है तो फिर एज केस हैंडल करना पड़ेगा, तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा वरना. Can anybody check the input output? Is it written anywhere? Can anybody confirm with this question if you have access to the entire question? Can the elements be 0 inside the array? Can anyone quickly confirm? Can the elements be 0 here? Because वो divisible by 0 फिर वो runtime error raise कर देगा. Okay, you cannot divide anything by 0. It can be 0 क्या? No sir, has anything divide? No, कहीं लिखा हुआ है क्या? Is it explicitly stated in the question? It was not given in the question. ठीक है यार, मतलब ठीक है. I'll try to give you the general idea, right? So अभी के लिए एक बार zeros हटा देते हैं. So क्या है, एक मिनट, मैंने ऐसे ही किया था, सारे टेस्ट केस पास हो गए थे तो 0 नहीं है. ठीक है, so cool है. मैंने ऐसे, okay. So I am taking Pranshu's word that there were no zeros in the test cases, right? Because he did it and it passed all the test cases. So it's fine, right? So I can safely assume that there are no zeros. ठीक है, चलो वो assumption अपने ले लेते हैं अभी. It should have been stated in the question, but that's wrong. ठीक है, अब चलो ट्राई करते हैं इवैल्यूएट करने का. तो ये 0 तो हटा देते हैं यार. दूसरा एरे बता दो कोई. Can you give me 236948? चलो यार ये ले लेते हैं. 236948. 236948. ठीक है. So my answer is currently 0. Okay. And my max count is also 0 at the moment. ठीक है. Now let's start, right? So I start running this loop. I equal to 0. So I is here. Now I will start j. J will start from here. This is equal to I, so it will move forward. Okay. Is 3 a multiple of 2? No. Is it a factor? No. Is 6 a multiple of 2? Yes. So I will do a k plus plus. So the value of k becomes 1. ठीक है. Is it a factor? No. Move forward. क्या ये multiple है? Is it a factor? No. Move forward. Is it a multiple? Yes, it is a multiple. So k will be increased. Okay. सब बता रहा हूँ. ठीक है. Is it a factor? No. Move forward. Is it a multiple? Yes, it is a multiple. Is it a factor? No. So k will get incremented. So do you agree? For 2, k value will be 3 and L will be 0. Can you trace till here? Till line number 39? Yes. So what is the answer that 2 has to provide? The current answer that 2 provides is 3 plus 0, which is 3. Now I check. What is the maximum value that you have seen for k plus L? It is 0. Current answer is greater than maximum answer that you have seen till now. Maximum count of k plus L. So 3 is greater than 0. So what I will do? I will update my maximum count. The max count equal to current answer. It becomes 3. And I will say, what is the element that is contributing to this count of 3? 2. So answer will be equal to ARR of I. So answer is 2. ये मेरे को एक element मिल गया. ठीक है. अब let us move forward. Let us move forward, right? Now I go to the next iteration of this for loop. So I का value will be 1. Okay. I का value will be 1. And again k and L everything will be reset to 0. K and L will be reset to 0. Now for this 3, let us try to check. J starts from 0. Is 2 a factor or a multiple? No, it is not, right? Move forward. You won't do for this value. Move forward. Is 6 a multiple of 3? Yes. So k will become 1. Is it a factor? No. Move forward. Is 9 a multiple? Yes, k will become 2. Is it a factor? No, not. Move forward. Is 4 a factor? Multiple? Nahi. Is 8 a factor? Multiple? No. So what is the value? What is the current answer for 3? It is k plus L, 2 plus 0, which is 2. Okay. So current answer that 3 tells is basically 2. Is this current answer greater than maximum count that you have seen so far? No. I have already seen the value of k plus L as 3. So ये तो नहीं है, उससे ज्यादा है ना, तो कुछ चेंज नहीं करूंगा because I am interested in the maximum value of k plus L. ठीक है. Now, but अब ऐसा सोचो guys कि if the current answer was 3, if the current answer was 3 and the number was 1 and the number was 1, तो मैं क्या चेक करता कि boss, the current answer is equal to maximum count. So there is a collision. So what answer do I obtain? The minimum of the element that I am standing on versus the minimum of the answer that you have obtained. So minimum of answer, ARR of I. क्योंकि देखो ना, पहले 2 बोल रहा था maximum count 3 होगा k plus L का. Now 1 is telling the maximum count as 3. So if the maximum count collides or it is the same, right? Then you take the minimum of the current and the previous answer. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Okay. So abhi to kuch nahi hoga for this case. Now I come to 6. For 6, what I will do? Again, k will be 0, L will be 0, and j will start from 0. Is 2 a multiple? No. Is 2 a factor? Yes. So I will increase L. Okay. Is 3 a multiple? No. Is 3 a factor? Yes. Again, increase L. Okay. Now I come to this 6. Kuch nahi hoga. Aage badho. 9. Is it a multiple? Is it a factor? No. Come to 4. Multiple factor? No. 8. Multiple factor? No. So again, what is the current answer that 6 is telling you? 2. Is it greater than 3? No, it is not. So you don't do anything. Let's move forward. Come to 9. Okay. Let's iterate J again from index 0. Is 2 a factor or multiple? No, it's not. Is 3 a multiple factor? Yes, it is. So L 1 हो जाएगा. Okay. Is 6 a multiple? No. Is 6 a factor? No. 9 you will skip. Is 4 a multiple? No. Is 4 a factor? No. Is 8 a multiple? Is 8 a factor? No. So it is value 1, right? K plus L will be 1. So 9 is offering the current answer as 1, which is not greater than the maximum count that you have found so far. So you won't do anything. Now come to this 4. For this 4, what do I do? Again, start J from 0. Is 2 a factor? Yes, it is. So K, L will become 1. Okay. Is 3 a factor? Is 3 a multiple? No, it's not. Okay. Is 6 a factor? 6 a multiple? No, it's not. Is 9 a factor? 9 a multiple? No, it's not. When J comes here, you will simply continue. Is 8 a multiple? Yes, it is. So I will increase K. K plus L is now 2. Okay. Again, not greater. Not good enough, right? Let's move my I forward. I come to 8. Let us compute this, right? J starts from 0. Is 2 a factor? Yes. Is it a multiple? No. So K will become 1. Is 3 a factor multiple? No. Is 6 a factor multiple? No. Is 9 a factor multiple? No. Is 4 a factor multiple? No. Okay. Sorry. 4 is a factor, right? 4 is a factor. So what I will do? L को भी 1 कर दिया. ठीक है. अब देखो, this is giving K plus L as 2, right? So again, nothing will get updated. But ऐसा मानो कि boss somehow assume that if 8 also gave you the maximum count as 3, if 8 gave you the current answer as 3, so what you will check? Boss, current answer is equal to max count. That means there is a collision. But what I will say, answer is equal to minimum of answer comma current element. So minimum of 2 comma 8 will remain 2. So whenever there is a collision of the maximum value of K plus L, I always take the minimum of the two numbers. Okay. In line 47, why? You want to update the answer now, boss. At the end of the day, you have to return the element, not the index, right? So I'm updating with ARR of 5. Okay. What if two same numbers? There cannot be duplicates, if I remember correctly, right? It's written in the question there shouldn't be duplicates. कहीं शायद लिखा अगर सेम भी होगा तो क्या दिक्कत है, रहने दो सेम. But I think there shouldn't be duplicates, if I remember correctly. मैं पढ़ा था duplicate are not allowed. Okay, so let's see if folks are clear. Do we have any more polls left? Let's end this poll. Have I created any more polls? No more polls, right? Okay, so cool folks, is it clear to everyone? सही है. हाँ, मैं कोड शेयर करता हूँ. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन टाइम पे नहीं समझता सर व्हाट टू डू. It's more about practice, I would say, right? Explain count of frequency. Okay, we can't do that at the moment, right? That's basically. Else if once, please. देखो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, आप भाई देखो समझने का ट्राई करो. ठीक है. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, let's try to explain it in very very simple term, right? I know that let's say my answer is 5 कि 5 एक एलिमेंट है जिसने मेरे को बोला है कि बॉस इसका मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ k plus l, the maximum value for k plus l of this 5 is let's say 8. ठीक है. अब मान लो you are standing on a number let's say 7 और इसका k plus l वैल्यू आया 10, then तो for sure you will update. Does everyone understand कि if you are at a number 7 and it gives you the maximum k plus l value as 10, definitely तुम update करोगे ना, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But what I am trying to say is, let's say you are at a number 7 and the maximum the k plus l value that 7 has to offer, right? That is also 8. So you will enter the else if block. तो मैं क्या बोलूंगा, boss 7 एक ऐसा element है which is giving the k plus l count as 8 and I already had an answer which was giving the k plus l count as 8. तो इन दोनों में से कौन सा यूज करना है हम लोगों को? Boss, if there is a collision in maximum k plus l value, I will take the smaller value of the element. So I say take the minimum of 5 and 7. So I will retain 5 as it is. That is the else if part. Okay. Can you read the note and explain? Okay. Can anybody tell me? I will leave it to you guys to do the implementation further. Can anybody tell me where have I taken care of the note कि I don't want to include the same element in computation of k and l? Boss, note क्या बोल रहा है? If you are finding the multiples or factors, now don't consider the same element because 8 modulo 8 will be 0, right? So 8 is both a factor and multiple of 8. Line number 26 is taking care of that. If I equal to j, simply continue. Okay. Cool guys. So I think it's almost time. Okay. spiral matrix. चलो यार एक spiral matrix बता देता हूँ. I'll just give you a hint of spiral matrix, right? Count frequency, it's already done. You can have a look at the recordings, right? I can't spend more time on class depending on this, right? तो मैं एक बार फट spiral matrix का बता देता हूँ. बाद बाकी you can ask spiral matrix in the doubt class also. They will be able to, help you good enough, right? तो क्या है भाई spiral matrix का question खोल लेते हैं अपने. One sec. Yeah, I'll share these list of questions and लगे हाथ ही कर देता हूँ यार. चलो अगर किसी को प्रैक्टिस करना है कंट्रोल सी मारते हैं इसको, डिस्कॉर्ड पे जाते हैं, फिर बाद में वरना मैं भूल जाऊंगा. 1 second. At your job. अभी डाल देता हूँ. एक सेकंड ना. And just we'll discuss spiral matrix problem for 15 minutes, right? And then I think we can. अरे गलत पे आ गए अपने मेन बैच में. चलो. Announcement @everyone. Questions for practice. चलो ये तो गया इतना तो जितना बनाए थे. ठीक है. You have the questions. Now let's quickly have a look at spiral matrix traversal and then we are good to go. Okay. यार एक सेकंड. Okay, yeah. Let's quickly discuss about the spiral matrix problem, right? Spiral matrix lead code. Let's go to that. I'll share the code also with you, but even before trying to go about the code, I want to just share the concept with you all so that you can try it once on your own as well. Again, this is a good problem, right? It's a lead code medium, and lead code medium is like you can consider it FANG level. कि FANG के लिए भी lead code medium is very good, right? You can think that it's a good question actually. अच्छा question है. एक मिनट पहले रीड कर लेते हैं. कोड छोड़ दो अभी यार, मत देखो. Forget the code, right? So you are given an M cross N matrix and you want to do a spiral order traversal, right? Spiral करके अपने लोग को read करना है matrix को, right? So this basically involves a list of integers here. That is why अभी मैं इस पे नहीं आना चाह रहा था, but ठीक है, I can give you the logic and you can try at least, right? ठीक है. Okay. So take any matrix, right? Take any matrix. Okay. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, if I ask you one question, guys, एक मैट्रिक्स का ना 4 बाउंड्री होता है. There are 4 boundaries of a matrix. If I tell you, boss, the top of the matrix, if I tell you this is the top of the matrix, top is equal to 0. If I tell you this is the top of the matrix, if I tell you this is the bottom of the matrix, if I tell you this is the bottom of the matrix, if I tell you this is the left end of the matrix, and if I tell you this is the right end of the matrix, using these 4 pointers, can I identify any sub part of a matrix? पहले ये सोच के बताओ. Top, bottom, left, right. Using these 4 pointers, you can identify any square or rectangular region. देखो ना, कोई भी rectangular region, if you want to identify, you need to know the top, you need to know the bottom, you need to know the left, and you need to know the right. Does everyone agree with me? Yes? For any rectangular region that you consider, these 4 pointers will help you in determining what is the space or what is the region that you have at your, at your disposal. Okay? What is the, space that you have at your consideration. So starting with what I will do is, let's say there are 3 rows, right? So I will say bottom is equal to 2 and left is equal to 0 and right is equal to, there are 4 columns, right is equal to 3. So I am telling boss, from top till bottom, this is the vertical spread of my matrix, and from the left till the right, this is the horizontal spread of the matrix. यहाँ तक समझ में आ रहा है क्या? From index number 0 till index number 2 is your row extension, and from index number 0 till index number 3, that is your range of columns that you have to consider. अब देखो guys, try to understand what are we doing, right? In spiral order traversal, what is the general idea? See, first of all, you travel like this, okay? Then you travel like this. then you travel like this, then you travel like this, then you travel again like this, again like this, again like this, again like this, again, and then you terminate, right, at some point. So this is the spiral traversal that you are doing. So if you see very carefully, there are 4 directions in which you travel. Either you move in this direction, or you move in this direction, or you move in this direction, or you move in this direction. Is everyone clear with this? There are only 4 directions of my consideration. यही 4 directions repeat होते हैं बार बार in spiral, right? Again, you will have this repetition of the same thing, okay? The region of interest will change, right? But the direction will remain constant, right? These are the 4 directions that we have to talk about. तो मैं सबसे पहले क्या बोलता हूँ guys? Let us try to think, right? So what is the first direction that we have to go in? The first direction is in this direction, is direction. Now guys, try to understand. When you are moving in this direction, from where to where are you moving? I am moving from the left end of the matrix to the right end. Do you agree? You are moving from the left end of the matrix till the right end. And in what row you are moving? You are moving in the row that is pointed to by top. Dekho, you are moving in the topmost row from left till right. Do you agree? Dekho, I am moving in the topmost row from left till right. Okay? So I will move in this direction from left till right. Print all those numbers, right? So I have, let's say, printed 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once I have moved from left to right, this direction's job has been done. So you know what I will do? Can anybody tell me what is now my area of interest? Can you tell me one pointer that I should change logically? Logically, socho guys, this row now has been done. Now, what is the area of interest of my matrix? Correct, guys, top plus plus. I will increase the value of top, and now top will come at index number 1. Now, see, guys, this is the area of matrix that is of my interest. See? From top till bottom, from left till right. Does everyone agree? Does everyone agree? Right? Now, once I have done in this direction, what is the next direction that I do? I do in this direction. So what are we doing in this direction? We are moving from the top till the bottom. And in which column? I am moving in the rightmost column of the matrix. Okay. So I will move from index number top till bottom. I will move from top till bottom. And in what column? The column which is pointed to by right. So I will start from here. Okay. I will start from index number top and go till bottom in the right column. So I will print 8 and I will print 12. देखो लग रहा है क्या logical? ये 4 print हो गए and now you have printed 8 and 12. Does it make sense? Yes. Now when you have went in this direction, how to decide that we have to start from right to left? Logical hai. Dekho, when you start, the first direction is like this now, spiral order mein. So you have to go from left to right. In what row? In the topmost row. Okay. Now, after you have gone in this direction, the next thing is go in this direction. That is from top till bottom in the rightmost column. So you print 8 and 12. You have printed this thing. Now guys, tell me, you have done this direction and this direction, right? So now the rightmost column of the matrix will change. Now what is my area of interest? This part, right? This entire part. So do a right minus minus. Now right comes here. Now see, from row number 1 till 2, from column number 0 till 2. That is my region of interest. Now once you have gone down in this direction, what is the next direction? You will be moving like this. Like this. And what is this direction, guys? Can anybody help me? This is from right till left. From right to left. Dekho. You start from index number right and go till index number left. In what row? In the row pointed to by bottom. So I will move in this direction and print all these numbers. 11, 10, and 9. Now, once I have printed the row, the numbers that are in the bottommost row, right? From right to left, what do? I am now done of the bottom row. So what I should do? I will do a bottom minus minus. अब आ जाएगा bottom इधर. देखो ना. अब bottom भी आ गया इधर ही at index number 1. Now what I want to say, guys, the top and the bottom rows both are this single row only, right? And the leftmost column is this and the rightmost column is this. Now try to understand, guys. What should I do? Next direction of iteration is this. So what is this direction? From bottom till top. From bottom till top. You will be coming from bottom till top. In which column? In the leftmost column. In the leftmost column. So I will start at the bottom. What is bottom? Bottom is here. Top is also here, right? So I will just print this one element in the leftmost column. ऐसा हो गया मेरा काम. ठीक है? Now where I will go? Now after doing this, what should I do? I should do a left plus plus. I have moved in this direction in the leftmost column. Now the left should be updated. Now left will come. Okay. And see, guys, till when we will be doing all these operations? Till left is less than equal to right. Okay. And and what top is less than equal to bottom, है ना? अगर top और bottom equal हो गया इसका मतलब there is only one row. If left and right become same, that means there is only one column, right? And if all of them become equal, that means you have just one element in your matrix to process. ठीक है? तो अब वापस क्या करोगे? You have done in these four directions. Now again you will repeat. Again you will repeat. See, top and bottom are good enough, and left and right are also proper. No issues in that, right? So again I will go in this direction. And what will be my contents? From left till right in the row pointed to by top. So I will print 6 and 7. Job done? Job done. Now after printing this, what do? I do a top plus plus. So I will do a top plus plus. And the moment you do a top plus plus, what do you see? That the top part of the matrix has become greater than the bottom. That means now it is no longer pointing to a valid part of the matrix. So the moment any one of these conditions get violated, you know that your spiral order traversal has been done. Dekh lo, has it been done? Are you getting a basic idea what is happening? Not really sure how many folks are clear here. Yes? Okay, guys. So with this, I'll share the code of spiral matrix traversal with you all, right? You can have a look at that. And after this, if you have any doubt, when to stop? When any of these conditions become false, right? Any of these conditions become false. Either left becomes greater than right or top becomes greater than bottom. Okay. Harisha, please try to ask your friends also, because we have already discussed that and we are already out of time, right? And we have already covered them. So you can watch the recordings also, right? That should be covered in some doubt or lecture. Okay. Cool. No, and होगा भैया, and होगा और नहीं होगा, and होगा. Okay. Because all the conditions should be true, right? If any of the conditions become false, that means you are not looking at a valid part of an array. Okay. मैं एक बार थोड़ा बता देता हूँ कोड एक बार देख के, अगर अभी समझ में आए तो. See, that is what I have done, top, bottom, left, right. And I am using a direction variable to tell me in which direction I need to go. Okay. So while top less than equal to bottom and left less than equal to right, right? So सबसे पहले if direction is 0, I will move from left till right in the row number top and then do a top plus plus. And then I will change direction to 1. ठीक है. फिर मैं वैसे ही एलसिफ करके लिखा हुआ है कि अगर direction 1 है, go from top to bottom. If direction is 2, go from right to left. Okay. If this is likewise. Okay. And when you come outside, you can simply return. Okay. Yeah, you can ask your doubt instructor if you have problems in spiral matrix traversal. He can cover it in more details, right? I'll share the code, right? एक ही loop है. The loop is only this while loop, and inside you have loops to traverse in the direction, right? So it's kind of nested loops. Okay. Which type of questions? That ice cream type or वैसा वाला वो सब ठीक है. ठीक है यार, I will ask them to cover spiral matrix traversal. Okay. एक बार बोल देना क्लास में, I am writing it in the group that they will cover it if people ask, right? अगर कोई पूछेगा तो ठीक है. Red dot ad छोड़ दो अभी यार, इसको छोड़ दो. ठीक है. Cool guys. So I think I'll stop recording here once, right? We have spent enough time and I'm running out of time.